Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back once again for the very first time to the Farts and Crap Show, where today, as per usual, it's your host Anjo here with not really your usual video today, but yeah, because if it's not your first time here, you may be like, hey, where's that series that was supposed to be starting? I don't know, like June 5th? Like somewhere between like the 4th and the 8th, like you talked about before. I am, of course, referring to the upcoming Retro Classic series, Resident Evil HD, and it's not ready yet. For a couple of reasons. And I'm just gonna kind of go over that real quick. Basically, so I've been using Streamlabs OBS, also known as Streamlabs Desktop now, for a handful of years, and I like the program a lot. It especially for streaming. It's very, very useful. Has a lot of tools, and I like the layout. And it used to be pretty much the same thing as OBS, but like with some stuff built in that was kind of like helpful shortcuts and various things that were created basically for OBS initially, and nowadays it's pretty different. It's they're two noticeably different programs. But I'm recording this with just base vanilla OBS. And it is on version 30.1.2. I just reinstalled it like last week. And partially because I was not really happy with some of the recent Streamlabs desktop updates. They kind of ruined... I wouldn't say completely ruined, but I noticed the video quality was like worse than what I used to be able to get with the exact same settings, and I didn't significantly change like any drivers or anything. Like, I mean there were some Windows updates, obviously, but that's pretty much it. Like, I didn't change anything significant, so I was like, is it possible they rolled out an update and made it worse? Because like Streamlabs Desktop is on version like I think 1.16.7, I believe is what it's called, or just 16.7. I'm not sure. And yeah, it's pretty much the same as like 1.16.5. Like maybe they improved a few things, but I noticed the big difference with the 16.5 update, which was a couple weeks ago. And yeah, that was kind of what gave me the idea, like, maybe I should try basic OBS again. Cause yeah, once you get used to Streamlabs Desktop, or any program, honestly, like, you just kind of get better at it, you know, with practice, and you learn what works, what doesn't work with your specific configuration. And yeah, installing OBS apparently brought its own problems. Like, all of a sudden I couldn't hear, like, I couldn't play back MP4 videos. Like, I could play them, but there would be no audio, which was really weird. And I tried like multiple media players, and yeah, no audio on any of them. So I looked around for various fixes, things that you could do, like drivers and maybe interfering programs or processes, or automatic setups, things that can change configurations. And nothing seemed to fix it. And what's weird is, like, if it was an MKV video file, it would play fine. But MP4, no audio. And the only workaround I found was if I used VLC media player, it could play MP4 with audio just fine. But that was the only one. Thankfully I did try. So anyway, I immediately, because on a system level, like in Windows, you can like play like even the old legacy interface of like sounds, right? And you can, has your different audio sources for like recording and playback and communications. And for playback, with the basic, like, and this was true on both, like Windows playback drivers, like the Realtek one and like just the high definition audio. I could hear the jingle, like the test jingle, where it's like do 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 do, like in the left and the right, which I guess I could do that, like do 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 do. If like, I mess with the panning and stuff, right? And it would play, and like I could pull up a video on YouTube in my browser or something, or any other kind of sound in like Chrome or Edge or Firefox, and play it back, and it'd be fine. And like I was like, I hope Discord's okay, and then I go into Discord and make sure like the proper devices were selected for like input and output and everything. Hopped in a group chat, and I was like, oh, I can, with friends, by the way, that knew, like, that I knew what they were supposed to sound like and how I was supposed to sound as far as audio quality goes. And it was fine, thankfully. And yeah, it's a little disappointing that this happened, and I have no idea why. No idea why. And so I don't know if like OBS has like an importer tool to import like your scenes from like Streamlabs desktop. Maybe there is one, but after a lot of time like configuring things one by one, basically, I got essentially my recording setup in OBS, like my usual recording setup. The layout's completely different, and some of the things I have to change, like manually now, which is not fun. But like it's a tiny inconvenience that I could honestly get used to. The other thing too is like I don't like the meters as much either in OBS. Like they're very small, and like the left and right channels are not really separated super well. Like I can kind of see them, but I kind of wish I could change like the thickness, which maybe there's a way to do that. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you guys know if you can like change like the visual aspect, specifically like the vertical thickness of the audio indicator level lines, basically. Right now, that's one of my only big complaints, because I like having the meters, so I know it's like, oh, that's right on the level, that's right on the level, cool. And you know, it helps for doing audio leveling before I start recording or streaming or something. But the main thing was, because it was something I looked up years ago and kind of gave up on a few years ago. And basically, for my hardware configuration, I have to, like, essentially, I have two GPUs. Like, I have my dedicated GPU, which is not that powerful, but I also have an APU, and so it has the processor side of it, but it also has the graphics side of it. So essentially, one processor, two graphics processors. And I split the tasks when I'm recording or streaming. So, like, typically my GPU is doing the rendering, and I have to use my APU for the encoding. So I use most of the time when I'm streaming, I've been using QuickSync H264 because that's what was available in what still is in the Streamlabs desktop, and it works fine given the right settings and configuration. However, for some reason, it hasn't been working great lately for recording, even though before it was mostly fine. And, like, I don't have, you know, a very powerful PC. I've, you know, accepted that. I've come to sidestep some of the limitations, and you know, that's kind of the main point of this channel, is like it's audio focused anyway. I don't care about the visuals as much as long as I can avoid artifacting, screen tearing, like essentially visual glitches. Like, I would even be fine with 720 60 instead of 1080 60, but I don't want to do that just because of various things within YouTube about, like, how they treat standard definition stuff. They don't treat 720 as HD anymore. They used to back in the day, and especially during the ongoing, well, not ongoing, but during the big struggle between is this even the right road? Did I take the wrong road? I don't think I did, because I think it goes down. Yeah. Between HD, DVD, and Blu-ray. Because HD DVD was targeting 720p. And, yeah. We all know who won that battle, but the, anyway, it wasn't working like it used to work. And I remembered, like, oh, wait, it's 264. Why is it 264? Like, there should be a 265 option, which is essentially HEVC, high efficiency video codec, I think is what it's called. I think that's what the C stands for. And yeah, they just call it HEVC. It's also known as H265. So it is a hardware encoder, and it is basically better than H264 in pretty much every way. And I was like, yeah, I should have that as an option in Streamlabs desktop, and it's not there. So I was like, well, maybe there's something preventing the system from, like, detecting that it's there. and like utilizing that encoder. And yeah, I don't know why, but yeah, after messing with some stuff, I messed with a ton of stuff, and installing OBS, because like I can't say definitively, oh, this fixed it. No, I tried like hundreds of things, so it could have been any number of things. But yeah, in OBS, like even after I got everything like settled and MP4 files still don't play any, you know, audio unless I play them with VLC. But yeah, I'm using HEVC right now, H.265, and the quality is noticeably better. Like, it's notably better. And it took me a while to like get everything else kind of like set up in the way that I'm like comfortable with. And I'm still not used to it. But it's good enough. And over time I will get used to it. And hopefully Streamlabs desktop, just with one of these updates, hopefully just like HEVC comes back as an option. Because it is better by a lot. And yeah, so anyway, because I thought maybe that was it initially. Maybe I was missing a codec, and then I remembered a while back I had to like update some of the, what do they call it, web technologies, video codec playback something on the Microsoft Store. Oh, you just won't talk to me now? This is post-game, by the way. So, like, I've already defeated Malekith and become Elden Lord. Okay. I was just curious if he would say anything different or something, if I came back. Because I've been experimenting with like doing things in different order. Anyway, I'm playing Elden Ring. This video is in no way about Elden Ring. So, it's just kind of what I play to think and do stuff and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. Yeah, but I was, the audio thing was a deal breaker because I thought everything, like, just I thought I had no desktop audio initially. And like, that would have been a real problem. But as far as I can tell, it's just MP4 videos. And that's kind of the only workaround I found is VLC. And you can, I think, download VLC from Microsoft Store. I wouldn't recommend it. Just go to their website. Just like do an internet search, VLC media player or whatever. Yeah, it's better. Plus, like, if you download the installer, they'll make sure like to download any like missing files necessary for the program to operate correctly. I'm not sure if they do that on the Microsoft Store. Since it's like an app through them. And yeah. That's pretty much it. So, trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, right. So I had three Resident Evil episodes done, like ready to go. And the quality was serviceable. It was okay. It's pretty good. Not great. So I'm gonna re-record those with the HEVC because they were recorded in H.264, and I think it looked good. I think it looked fine because Resident Evil HD, it still uses the pre-rendered backgrounds and stuff, and like the fixed camera angles, which I prefer in the classic Resident Evil format, by the way. Like they did that in Code Veronica too, and I love that game. But yeah, I just don't want the quality to be like different when I like early in the series, like 3 episodes, very consistent, and then episode 4, it's like, oh hey, now the video quality is better, and like some of the stuff is like a tiny bit different, and like sure, maybe the casual observer, unless they're like paying super close attention, won't notice the differences because I did, for the most part, recreate kind of all the elements. It's it's very, 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 very similar, is my point. But I value consistency here, especially on series. Like if I make a video series of something, I want beginning to end consistency. Like I want it to be, even if there's like a slight issue or like some kind of update, whatever, I want it to feel the same. Unless it's something like super long running. Like Elden Ring, for example, like, I mean, I did these as like streams, right? Like it since day one release of Elden Ring, February 2022, and now like 140 streams later, there's gonna be a couple of differences. Like I've discovered a few other techniques and blah 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 blah. So yeah, but those are streams. It's not a series of videos. That's like a little bit different. So, in certain long-running series like Tears of the Kingdom, that one's not gonna be over anytime soon, and I'm not gonna restart that series to like make sure it's like, oh well, I need it to be consistent. It's like, no, do that. Like that's episode like, I think I'm on 70 now. Like I'm not gonna restart the series just because it's like, oh hey, I found a way to recreate all that stuff in this, and no, not doing that. Oh, he's not done. There he goes. I really thought that was gonna do it. That wasn't worth as much as I thought either. Alright, that's fine. I kind of don't want to restart thing. As far as restarting the journey, because I've been helping a friend go through the game and just kind of get to 100% before Shadow of the Erdtree comes out, which I am so freaking stoked about. Like that, I cannot properly express how excited I am for Shadow of the Erdtree. Like at the time of recording, this is like, I mean, this video is going to go out like pretty soon after I'm done recording this, but we're like 2 weeks away from the release of Shadow of the Erdtree, and dude, it is getting harder and harder to sleep at night. Like I'm just like, ooh, I feel like a kid like before Christmas or some crap, just, or before their birthday. Just yeah, it's the only release they've cared about for a while. Although, I gotta say, as far as other things I'm hyped for, Visions of Mana actually looks really good. New Seiken Densetsu, like the first one in... Dude, unless you're a fan already, like... Dude, they haven't had a new one in... 20 years? 15 years? It's been a long time. Oh, it's actually not that loud. Okay. I was a little concerned. I was like, well, what about when the music starts going ham? Oh, there's a Spirit Spring. I was like, there should be one right here. Which, oh, fun little fact, trivia thing. For this, I think this is Lens Rise, yeah. Or Lena, whatever. You actually don't have to do the puzzle for this one. You can get up there with Torrent. If you kind of look right up, right above my hat, past that tree, that's a ledge that you can jump to. So, just double jump, and I messed up. Oops. But it doesn't matter, because as long as you don't touch anything else on the way down, you ignore fall damage. So, I didn't angle it quite right. Kind of want to hug the wall. There we go. And I went down. Whoops. But I'm inside the thing, so the elevator should work. Yep, there we go. I can even call Torrent in here. Apparently, but it doesn't want to come right now. That's fine. I think Torrent's still hurt, right? Maybe not? I didn't see his health bar go up. It's weird. Anyway, I think it's just a memory stone. This is like Journey 38 now, so I can't get it, but so yeah. It's you can use it to get down too. As long as there we go. But anyway. There was another point. Oh, right. So, yeah, if you're a configuration where you have to like stream or record with the Intel encoder, like quick sync or whatever, and they have some resources on Intel, their website, intel.com, I think is what it is. And you can check to see if your system does support HEVC or not, your chipset configuration. Did I already defeat this one? Oh wait, no, there it is. And it saw me. I should do it. No. It's not as much as I thought it'd be either. It's alright. This character's past level 400, so it takes like 2 million runes to level up now. But yeah, if and I read some kind of thing about how for some streaming platforms you can't use HEVC for streaming, which, if true, is unfortunate. And personally, I didn't have a problem with how H.264 looked for streams. It was basically just for recordings. So where that weirdness was coming in, where it was just kind of jittery. Sometimes there was like some pretty bad compression artifacting, and I think it was mainly those two things, but sometimes it would just look bad. And yeah, I wanted to say I'm sorry. I really try my best to make sure I'm making like the best quality stuff I can, like within the time that I have to make stuff and like stay up to date on like the schedule and everything. Streams on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. 2 videos a day, one at noon, one at 11 p.m., both Eastern time. And yeah, try to make sure the series are on schedule. So, new retro classics every day at noon, unless, we're in between series, then random videos. And then at night, every other day, the 2 series, which right now, Tears of the Kingdom and Nobody Saves the World, which there will be links to those playlists at the end of this one, at the end of this video. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for today. I'm trying to remember if there was anything else I wanted to talk about with like the technical difficulties thing, and basically give you guys like the short summarized version. But I think that's it. Is mostly, oh, I think, yeah, even after everything, like getting HEVC to work on OBS, it still didn't show up as an option in Streamlabs desktop. I don't know why. I think I already said that. Yeah. Because I was like, well, hopefully with like a future update for Streamlabs desktop, it'll just appear as an option. That'd be cool. Because if it did, then I can use that for recording again, hopefully. But there's also like the lagginess of it, which OBS is definitely snappier. It's definitely faster, more responsive. It doesn't get laggy after like one recording. There are benefits as far as like my use case goes, for the 2 programs for me, for my configuration, my chipset, and how I use the 2. There are definitely benefits to using just like vanilla OBS for recording, but I'm still going to use Streamlabs for streaming. So it's just kind of better when everything works correctly, in my opinion. So it's yeah, which comes down to like formatting and ease of use, compatibility, a bunch of other things. It's nice to have a lot of stuff in one place, so I don't have to like switch between things, and less multitasking during streaming, so I can actually focus on the content and the chat and everything like that, without having to focus on, oh, is this working right? Is this doing this? Is this blah blah? Oh, can I do this? I need to switch this view, and it's too much of a hassle. It is. So, but that's part of the reason why some of the recent videos you guys may have seen here, for like Tears of the Kingdom and Nobody Saves the World, may have sounded like I was exhausted or tired or distracted or any of those things, because I was. And it's been a very exhausting month, honestly. I was going to say week, but this has been going on for, yeah, these past several, about a month has been extra stressful. And, yeah, stuff not working right. And, yeah, not been great. Especially when you're like the unofficial tech guy for a lot of people that you know. I'm sure some of you out there who are tech savvy kind of know what I mean with that. Like, just people come to you with your tech problems and like kind of expect you to be able to fix them or have an answer or some kind of help or some kind of thing to where they don't have to, get like an actual IT person or call, you know, what was it back in the day? Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter now. Like Microsoft support, Apple support, Intel support, AMD support, whatever. You know, it can be hard. So anyway, it's part of the joy of technology. It's constantly adapting and hoping that they don't screw everything up with an update. And yeah, fingers crossed, right? But things should be okay now. I could put out those 3 Resident Evil videos that are basically done, but there would be a pretty significant shift between episode 3 and episode 4 that would be the rest of the series, so I don't want to do that. I would rather restart those recordings from scratch, honestly. And it's only 3. Overall, it was probably like an hour and a half of content, so it'll be okay. But that will be starting tomorrow. Yes. Can I do that? Yes. Because I'll have another recording day on Monday. Yes, that'll be okay. So tomorrow. And then fingers crossed, I don't think there's going to be another big update in the next few days. There shouldn't be. And I'll try to get the recordings done, stay on schedule, make sure we have the usual Tears of the Kingdom and Nobody Saves the World episodes, as well as regular episodes for Resident Evil. So, yeah. But thank you all for being here, guys. Greatly appreciate it. Actually, before we get going, I don't like Caelid. I don't want to end this on Caelid. Let's go to a place I like way better. That would be Altus Plateau. As far as like ambience and everything goes, it's one of my favorite spots. There's a few others. I done that one. Actually, isn't the Academy? I do like the Academy Gate quite a bit. Is it for the music though, or just the? Is it nighttime? Oh, this one's good. It is nighttime. Well, not quite. It's evening, but. Oh yeah, this one's classic. I feel like it's been overcast in my game for like a really long time. Oh, hey, there we go. Finally, like, gone back to the usual pretty Ray Lucaria, and it's overcast again. Slightly. And it's raining. But you got these beautiful, like, watercolory swirly clouds and stuff. It's very pretty. Even when... And I feel like Ray Lucaria is a little bit different like that. Like, even when the weather's shitty, it's still, like, a very pretty area. Like, it's strange. But yeah, two favorite places: Ray Lucaria, Altus Plateau. Um, anyway, so yeah, that'll be starting tomorrow. Um, Fingers crossed. If you guys are indeed watching this and this video does not get scrapped, which also fingers crossed, should be fine. I've been still slightly distracted. I've been looking at the indicators every so often, keeping an eye on that in the corner of my eye, my periphery. Should be good. So, but yeah, thanks for being here, guys. Greatly appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed. And of course, before we get going, a very special thank you going out to the current Farts and Crap Show members, which at the time of recording is Novelis Draconis and Don Sabino and WTF Corey and Aaron Schick. Thank you all so much for choosing to support the show a bit more directly. Greatly helps out, greatly appreciate it. If you guys want to be incredibly awesome like them, get in on all those membership benefits. Yeah, check out the join button down below. Tier start at $3 a month. It's only 10 cents a day. Gets you onto all the basic stuff, including getting to vote on the series that get made here on the channel via the members' choice polls. It's a thing we do once a month for a full 7 days over in the membership tab. And that is how all the current series and a lot of the previous series have been decided, is yeah, by the channel members. So including Resident Evil HD, which is coming soon. That poll ended June 1st, 2024. So yeah, and I did say at the time, give me like a few days, maybe 4, maybe 5 days. So yeah, that series is like, yeah, a bit late now. So apologies for that, but it's because of these technical difficulties and crap. So but yeah, any of the previous members' choice polls that you missed, you can still go back and vote on them. They're still open if you haven't voted on them. Going back to the very first one, so there's like 2.5 years worth, if you guys are watching this pretty close to the time this video is being published. Yeah, of previous polls. And if something gets a lot of votes retroactively, I will bring it back for a future poll. And that's actually this recent one, the one at the end of May. 2024 was, yeah, things that got votes retroactively. So, yeah, if you happen to be on a platform, though, that doesn't have a join button next to the subscribe button, there's also a link in the description. It will redirect you in the same way that the join button would. But yeah, this is an approximation of future announcements. Not the distant future, though. This video is coming out pretty soon. But it's still an approximation. So if you want all the announcements as they happen and the bell doesn't work for you, don't worry, it doesn't work for me either. But there's a lot of channels I stay up to date with. And on this channel, there are 3 other ways to do that. So there's the community tab here in the channel, the Farts and Crap Show Twitter, or the Discord. I always post on all 3 whenever there's an announcement. So any of those 3 methods that works for you, you'll be in the loop. It'll be fine. But that is going to do it for today. So, once again, guys, thank you for being here. Greatly appreciate it. Much love. Till next time, take care, and I hope you all have a beautiful day.